Hey guys, my name is Jacob and I got a 2006 Dodge Dakota 3.7 liter V6 and I'm going to be changing out the spark plugs today, and I'm going to show you guys what tools you're going to need to do the job. These are the tools that you're going to need to do change your spark plugs out on the Dakota. You're going to need your 3/4 inch ratchet, an extension. You're going to need a swivel for the back two spark plugs, 10mm socket for your coil packs that go on top of the spark plugs, your 5/8 spark plug socket to remove and install your spark plugs, a T30 so that you can remove the air box, a torque wrench, not really needed, but I mean, you can if you want to. What these are for is so that you can connect the tube on top of the spark plug so that you have easier access to screw it in hand tight. You could use your extension and your 5/8 socket, spark plug socket, and do it that way, but in order to get to the back, you can either use a smaller extension or you can just use a rubber hose and just put it on there. But you're going to need spark plugs as well. Next thing, 6 of them, 3 on each side. And then you're going to need some dielectric grease to put on your boot so that it locks out moisture and also prevents arcing. And it's also easier to remove the next time you service your spark plugs. And if your spark plug socket doesn't work like mine, you can also use a magnet to kind of fish it out, or the rubber hose, but the magnet would probably be best. Alright, so to have easier access to these spark plugs, I'm going to be removing this air box, and there's 2 bolts, one right there and one right here. You're going to need to take those off so you can take this off. And then you also want to get a flathead screwdriver and unscrew this bolt so that this comes off and then this can pull up. Alright, so now that I got the air box off, you have easier access to these spark plugs. One right here, here, and here on that side. And on the passenger side, you got one here, here, and here. And you're going to need to take off these bolts with a 10mm socket. I'm going to do one at a time. And also, with the air box, there was a connection behind it that you need to take off too. So once you take that coil pack off, you can now go ahead and remove your spark plug that is sitting right there in that hole. So go ahead and do that. You're going to need your 5/8 spark plug socket to take that out, and I'll show you what's next after that. Here's what the spark plugs look like. The one that's been taken out and then the new one. I've already pre-gapped these, but if you need information on what gap you need, there's a sticker on the hood right here. There's your gap. So go ahead and do that. The tool that you're going to need would look similar to this. So in my case, you would want it to be that size right there. And in order to do that, hold it, you're going to want to see how much play you got. If it's too tight, then you need to move it up like this, If it's if you have a lot of play, you would want to move it down like that. So go ahead and do that. Once you have that done, go ahead and put in your spark plugs. Depending on what spark plug you have, you would want to put empty C's, but for this I don't. So go ahead and put that in, and I'll tell you what's next after that. Alright, I already have the spark plug snug on there, but for good measures I'm going to torque it down to the specified specifications. Since this is a 3.7 liter, you're going to need them at 27 Newton meters or 20 foot-pounds. Now that you got the spark plug put in, torqued down, you want to go ahead and get your coil pack and put some dielectric grease on. You don't need much. It only takes about just a small dab, not really too much, and put it inside the coil pack, and then you push it in to the spark plug, and it should seal nicely. So go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these spark plugs the same way. Once you put this in, you want to plug in your connector right here and plug it in right here. So go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up the same process that I did for this spark plug and do it for all 6 of them. Alright, I've gone ahead and put in all of the spark plugs back in and the coil packs. You want to make sure that when you put on the coil packs, not only to put the dielectric grease on them, on the fittings, on the boots, you want to put these little bolts right here that hold on the coil packs to the spark plug. So once you've done all that one at a time, we're gonna go and reinstall everything air related. So the air box you want to install onto the throttle body that connects to your air filter box. So go ahead and do that, and make sure whenever you put the air box on, there's a connection back here that you need to connect, which is this plug right here. It's a gray plug. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll go on to the next step. Once you have finished taking out and putting all the new spark plugs back in, just go ahead and bolt this back on, which there's, again, 2 screws, one on this side and one on that side. I don't have one there because the rubber grommet is missing, so even if I did, it wouldn't hold anything. And then you would want to tighten these 2 bolts, or bolts up, and tighten them up. And then, like I said earlier, don't forget to plug in your sensor back here, which plugs in right here. So once you've done that, you're pretty much done. I had to go to the parts store and get a new spark plug because I was getting a misfire in cylinder 6, which was caused by the porcelain on the spark plug was twisting, so that was causing a misfire, and had to go to the parts store to get a new one, and put it in there, and everything works fine. No misfires, so that's all good, and that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and yeah, bye.